true origins of religion, and they're hidden in the religions. Like, just think about it. Like, when you think of a religious organization, they're very modern. And okay, I'll get back to that later. How about this? Like, imagine there's a tribe, okay? And like they're in a hot desert and they wear no clothes, okay? They they don't cook their food. It's like, what about that would be considered satanic? Because we're like taught to believe that those two things are satanic. But here's the thing: if you get a modern person, or if you get a modern group of people to try to emulate that lifestyle, it would indeed be satanic. Because if you have a bunch of men naked around each other, okay, or a bunch of people naked around each other, there's gonna be tons of lustful and sinful thoughts. There's also gonna be embarrassment and stuff. But it's like if you're used to seeing nudity, that wouldn't trigger much. That wouldn't trigger much. That wouldn't trigger your sexuality much or your urges if you were so used to it. You would. And let's say if you got a bunch of people that drink raw meat and blood, it'll probably be like they'll probably start like ritualizing that or like putting that before God. But oh man, this is kind of hard for me to explain. Um, I think as if the biblical timeline of humanity is correct, God put man on earth, Adam and Eve sinned, and after that they began to multiply. Likely something occurred where humans began to become very advanced and they needed a system to sort of keep humans from going out of control or something like that. It's like there's nothing new under the sun. Anything from shoes to containers to electronics, those things probably existed in the past. There were way too many roaches in there. Roaches are probably like the sizes of birds in the past. Who knows? Um, but yeah, and likely because of that, humans begin to get to humans begin to become so advanced that quote unquote advanced that new methods of living had to be sustained. Like we all had to wear clothes because we became oh god. Like I know I'm not some crazy nature freak or whatever. I'm not someone who worships nature, but Well, we think of religion now like what we're supposed to, like, let's say Islam, for example, praying 5 times a day, giving zakat, and Hajj. Like, sure, those are all great things, but Islam is a new religion. Regardless of what history says, Islam is a new religion. And that's even canon to Islam. So, even if it is a true religion, religion in general comes from just the progression of modern society, just the progression of humanity, or the evolution or devolution. Religion is actually the evolution of humans. I may not be making much sense, but yeah, because Islam did not exist in Prophet Noah's time. There was just don't worship idols and worship the creator or acknowledge the creator or something like that. But now you have all these rules because like humans are just so, it's like all this stuff was planned to take us away from God, and that's why more and more rules have to come about. So like I got into like raw foodism, and apparently like I know the Bible says don't drink blood. I'm pretty sure it's like some hadith that say don't drink blood, but as far as I know, eating raw meat isn't forbidden in Islam. I mean, there's no way people in the desert are gonna be able to make a fire like all the time. That's just not possible. I mean, yeah, unless you use like stones or something. Anyway, but it's like people who preach the raw foodism, they say like, oh, you end up detoxifying yourself so much that you feel a high. And it's like, does God not want you to feel a high? Because then you'll be content in your life and you'll end up forgetting about God or something. It's like it's weird. But yeah, religion is the evolution of humanity.